Recording in progress.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to Stock Sniper Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Ron and my partner is Dave. It's 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, May 19. Thanks everyone for joining. We got a lot to talk about. Lots going on in the markets right now. Donald Trump is speaking currently at the ballroom right now, and all his remarks are over here, like on the left side of my screen on the financial juice. So we gotta understand that there could be some volatility. So please trade careful, proper risk management. We'll take a look at gold and NASDAQ. We'll go over all of this week's news regarding Forex Factory and earnings this week, and we'll go through this quickly so that we can get right onto the charts, okay? Hope everybody had a great weekend and ready to go. Dave and I enjoyed a long weekend because yesterday was a Victoria Day holiday here in Canada, so we took an extra long weekend. But we're happy to be back and ready to go. So starting with news this already today, I'm not going to talk about what's already gone through. Just this afternoon, if we have anything coming up, not much. So we don't have anything this afternoon. We just got to go over maybe the weekend news and Donald Trump speaking right now. Okay, and then let's take a look into tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you are trading the European sessions, there is some British news at pre-London. As we move more into the North American markets, you guys know 8:20 is COMEX, 8:30. We normally have some North American news. We don't have anything tomorrow morning. We have crude oil inventories because we're already midweek Wednesday. And also our afternoon session, when we come in for post New York, we'll have our FOMC meeting minutes released. So this is a summary of the previous FOMC. This is not one of those meetings with the federal funds rate and a conference. It's just a summary of what happened on the last FOMC. It is regarded as a high impact folder over here when they do release this summary. So just again, trade careful at that time, right around 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. As we go through the week, Thursday, again, there's some European news. We've got flash manufacturing all day Thursday, starting in France, Germany, moves to the UK. Then it starts to come into North America. Right over here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we have our weekly unemployment claims. We have the Philly Fed manufacturing. And then as we move into Wall Street, 9:45, we have the US flash manufacturing and flash services all day Thursday throughout Europe coming into New York, okay? And then we'll come in after an afternoon session right after Dave. Dave is doing the New York sessions this week. He did this morning, tomorrow, and Thursday. And then we'll come in and we'll do post New York as well, okay? And to wrap up the week, Friday, May 22, not much going on regarding high impact news. So just treat it as if it is a regular Friday. A lot of retail traders have difficulty trading Fridays. So just have a plan going into Friday this week and make sure you adhere to your plan, okay? And let's just look at the earnings this week. We had the Home Depot this morning report, good earnings. They beat their EPS, they beat their revenue, good growth. Guidance was a little mixed as to what's going on with tariffs, what's going on this summer months with if prices of things start to increase. So there was a little mixed guidance on Home Depot, okay? That was the big name this morning. Let's see what we have in the after hours today. We have Cava Group, they're Dow Jones security over here, and other names, Keysight Technologies. You can see tech has taken a little bit of a hit so far. NASDAQ is down. And Wednesday morning, we have Analog, we have Target, we have Lowe's companies, TJX companies. So we have some retail stores, big box retail stores this week. Big one this week is NVIDIA. Wednesday after hours. Wednesday right over here. So all of tech, all of quantum computing, AI, everything is waiting for this semiconductor security right here, NVIDIA. They are $5.5 trillion. They're sitting at all-time highs, maybe a little bit of a cool off, but this is one of the biggest, it is the biggest security in the world. So they have earnings this Wednesday after hours. They're looking for an earnings of $1.70 and a revenue of $78.75 billion. They have beat every single earnings and they keep exceeding, like the analysts keep raising the bar and these guys keep beating it, keep beating it, keep beating it. They're like a unicorn company. They're unbelievable how they can continue to sustain this. And we'll see this week on Wednesday after hours at 4:20 if they continue beating their earnings and revenue. And also listen to forward guidance on the conference call with the CEO Huang, and maybe he can give some guidance as to how NVIDIA and the tech and AI and semiconductors will be moving in the next quarter. Can give some good guidance for us going through the summer months. Okay, so that's the big one this week. I don't think there's any other name that's as big as NVIDIA, but we do have these other names. Thursday before the open, we've got Walmart. NEO is basically the Chinese Tesla over here. We have John Deere, Advanced Auto Parts, and continuing to go into Thursday after hours, Decker Brands, Workday, Zoom Communications, Friday morning, just a few over here, and probably not much going on Friday evening. Okay, so the big one is Wednesday after hours NVIDIA earnings. Okay, some news right now. Trump traded over $50 million in the Magnificent Seven stocks as he met with techs. So Donald Trump is a great trader. He can move the markets up and down. So please listen to when he's speaking. The 94 different trades of Magnificent Seven stocks came as Trump was often promoting the top tech companies. So you guys saw when he started talking about Intel, that thing rocketed like 100, 200, 300%. So there's a lot of corporations, when he mentions it, they move. So you should be listening as well as to what he's saying. Okay, stocks this morning slid as rising yields keep pressure. Tech falls. Maybe there's a little bit of a midday recovery we'll see today. SpaceX IPO adds second Musk stock. It's a problem for Tesla, so we'll see with SpaceX coming out very soon. What else do we have? Semiconductor stocks like SanDisk and Micron are now in meltdown mode. So we'll see if NVIDIA can hold up this semiconductor market on Wednesday. What else we got? Right over here, like tech stocks today, the chip stocks take a breather. So we can see that there's got to be a little cool off period, right? It's not the market crash or anything like that. Cool off period. Inflation fears and Iran uncertainty lift the dollar. Okay, so as you can see right over here, Trump is making some remarks over here. So Trump said just before the call here, we may have to give Iran another hit. Not sure. You'll know very soon if we have to make another big hit. So he's saying this, that they may strike Iran again. He says Iran is begging to make a deal. Gulf states are negotiating. Israel too. Trump on being close to a deal with Iran. I've heard this before. So there's lots going on right now. There was some breaking news earlier this morning. So there was some breaking news coming from NATO right over here. NATO to consider a Hormuz deployment if the strait is not open by July. Okay, so this is really big breaking news. So if the Strait of Hormuz is not opened by July, NATO is saying that they're gonna deploy their army out there to maybe to open it up. But it's to redeploy an armored brigade from Europe will not impact the executability of NATO's defense plan. So lots going on around the world. So just be careful trading, guys. Proper risk management. Guys, in our Discord, we sent out a few signals earlier this morning. This was a sell on gold. So a really nice sell setup. It was getting really choppy, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. But we had sells below 4,542, got some good closing volume, and then we really got the push down. So if you caught the sell on gold this morning, congratulations with the SST signals and Dave providing these. And also with indices, there was one over here earlier with a nice short on US 30, continuing to break down and then really drop during the Wall Street hours. Okay. So we'll keep an eye on some signals. This afternoon, we'll do our top down on gold and NASDAQ and see what's going on. If you guys like signals, if you guys want trade ideas, we provide these in our group over here at SST. And guys, everyone on YouTube, thanks for joining. There's a free Telegram channel linked at the top of your YouTube channel. And what it is it has all of our links to all of our live trading sessions this week. It shows a little bit of what Dave is doing with the snipers in New York prior to our sessions, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So they took some sells over here, and you can see how it worked out and caught some pips with the group over there. So those were the gold sells with the trade signals. Dave breaking them down. And guys, thank you to the 5 million views we hit on YouTube, and we're on our way to hopefully get up to 100,000 subs in the near future, okay? And finally, guys, if you'd like to join the team, we'd love to have you. There is a special promotion going on. If you use this code SSTMay50, you can get 50% off on any premium plan where you can get the trade signals, the trade ideas, all of the education on the website, all of the live Zoom sessions with myself and Dave, the Discord channel and indicators, and much, much, much more, okay? If you want to take advantage of it, you're welcome to join and join us in the summer months, guys. We're going to be going all New York for the whole summer, okay? And then when we come back to September, when the kids go back to school, then maybe we'll revisit some Tokyo sessions and things like that. But I kind of want to just do New York because we're going to get into some stock and options. So Dave and I will cover Forex, and myself, I'll do some bonus stock and options calls with the private group and things like that. And we'll see what's going on in the stock markets this summer, okay? And finally, guys, if you can leave us a like and subscribe to the channel, we're going to get started now. I'm going to get started with a top down on gold, and then we'll move over and then we'll take a look at NASDAQ, okay? So right now we just got a 11 a.m. update right now on the markets right now. So NASDAQ top and bottom performing stock. So you guys know that NASDAQ consists of 100 securities. So they're going to have top performers and they're going to have negative performers. So our top performers right now, as of 11 a.m. Eastern, Workday is up 2.8%, Charter Communications 2.8%, Allium Pharmaceuticals 2.5%, Booking Holdings 2.3%, and then there's some bottom negative securities. Qualcomm is negative 5% right now, Seagate Technology Holdings negative 4.4%, AMD, you guys know this corporation, Advanced Micro Devices, is down 4% right now. And so the NASDAQ 100 lost almost 300 points or 1% to 28,700 and recorded 4 new highs and no new lows. Okay, so this is like the mid-afternoon lull right now. We're heading into lunch hours on Wall Street. So sometimes the market starts to consolidate here, move sideways. However, there could be like a recovery move. You know, if there was a big drop today in NASDAQ, maybe you see slowly it's trying to get back up above this resistance and maybe reclaim it as support to move its way back up. However, this could be where offers are right at this point of control of this bar right here at 10.05 and continue to push the market down. So what I'm seeing on NASDAQ is to see if we can break above this and hold it, make it support so we can reclaim, you know, Wall Street's session over here. However, there is the downtrend coming down and they could continue to push this thing down. So careful if you guys are trading NASDAQ. And I'm also in one trade right now on IONQ. So I'll be watching it myself, guys. If I need to take like 1 or 2 minutes on this call just to close it up, if it hits my target, I will be doing that, and you'll see me probably just pausing for a moment because I don't like being in live trades while I'm doing like analysis with you guys and answering questions and things like that. So, but I got involved in this trade earlier, right before the call, so we got to do what we got to do as traders. Okay, so I'm gonna do a top-down analysis on gold. Start on the daily, hourly, bring it down to the 5 minutes, and we'll take a look at what's going on. And over here, guys, Trump is still talking. He's at that ballroom. He was answering questions. I don't know if it's over right now, but he was there. So you guys know that he met with China this weekend, that last week. So President Xi has promised me he's not sending Iran weapons. I take Xi at his word. I had an amazing time in China. This is Trump talking, not me. I was not in China last weekend. We're not leaving Iran yet. We're going to do it right. Trump said there may be other initiatives to keep gasoline down. Trump on Iran and oil prices, it won't be much longer. Trump to Washington Examiner, I will let Warsh do what he wants. So you guys know that we won't be seeing any more Powell. His term is up, and now Kevin Warsh will be taking over. So on our next FOMC, we're not going to have Papa Powell anymore. We're going to have someone new, and we got to get familiar with him, okay? Okay, guys, let's start on the daily. Hopefully, some of you guys have done your top-down analysis and ready to go. Again, we're still in this range right here. So you can see we're still like in here. So this is what I'm going to be analyzing. I'm not going to analyze all the way from the all-time high, start bringing it down. I hope that you guys have already done that. I'm going to focus more on this. Okay, because we have a 2-hour session together. I don't think gold is going to break to the all-time high. And what we got to be concerned about is more this area, okay? So first thing in this area is we do have a top right here. This 4,840. I'm just going to mark it with a yellow line, make it a little thicker so everybody can see. And we do have like a little zone above here, okay? Right above here, we do have a zone. So I can acknowledge that zone. I can make it as a red box and I can stretch it over into the future, okay? And then also we do have a supporting zone right here, and we have a zone also below it. You can see if you go to the past, you can see the yellow line right there. It was previous all-time high resistance. Bringing it across, we see some blue volume closing above. I turned it into a green zone, stretch it into the future, and I can see when we broke down, no volume closed below there. They did break it down, maybe do a sweep of liquidity, and then bring it right back up to that red zone, come back down, come back up, lower high, and now we're coming back down. So this week, is gold going to continue to come down, and maybe we're going to transact down in this green zone again, or maybe it might close below there, and then we're filling this big wick behind, okay? So you can see, basically, we're still consolidating in the zone. Let's identify maybe this low wick just in case it comes down to 4,100 exactly. Okay, and notice the numbers. 4,100 exactly is that wick. This location right here is 4,375. That's that, you know, that psychological number as well. This wick right here is exactly 4,400 on the dot. This high right here, up in here is, you can see it's about 4,890, just below 4,900. And then we also have now some supporting level right here. So you can see now, if I show you with the arrow, we came down, we made a bottom there, we came back up, there's our top, there's a V recovery. We came back down, but notice it was a higher low right there. And then as we came back up, we didn't get into that red zone. The sellers came in right here last week and started to push gold back down. So now it's pushing back down. So we may come back down and transact down in this green zone. It could bounce off of there and come back up. However, it could come down with bigger, stronger selling pressure, close below there, and as it comes back up here, this zone might be red, and then they push down and fill that wick. So let me just change the color of this arrow, make it thicker. Okay, so we could see that happening this week. But right now, there was, when we were coming down there was a pivot right there. So I like to mark that up right at those bodies right there, 4, 5, 1, 8. And you can see as we came down, it bounced right back up. Okay, so I could have another like yellow line at those bodies. 4, 7, 3, 5, and we are coming down, and you can see on Monday of this week, gold broke down there, nothing closed below, came back up, flipped, and closed as a bullish pin bar. Today, when I start dissecting today's daily candle, it opened bullish. It started to break our yesterday's wick, so we have a new weekly high. However, we're below 50% of this big black candle. So right at 4,600 on the dot. So if you cut that black candle right in half, you would know 4,600, and you can see it's still below it. So we are pushing down. Today we did make a new low, so we took out that low, and now it's finding a little bit of a bottom. So the closing volume of today's gold candle in less than 6 hours, if we close with this black volume below this yellow line, this could be our resistance to continue to push us down in here. However, if they bring it up today and they close it back above here, tomorrow we could have a blue candle coming back up on gold. So if you are following gold, that's what I would be following into the close, okay? So what I was just talking about is this black candle, right? Just cut it in half. If you need to use your Fibonacci retracement tool, the opening price, closing price, there's the 0.5 at 4595. So just draw a yellow point of interest line right there, okay? And now we can clearly see on Monday when it came up, it got rejected. Today when we came up, it came right into there, and again, it got rejected. So this is like a Tetris piece, 3-bar play, black, inside blue candle, and now we're continuing to come down black. And when we look at the pattern now, what you can see is as we were coming up to here. Okay, they brought it down. We came back up. There's a lower high, and now we're pushing, we're breaking. This is kind of like an impulse move on a daily candle. Just like if it was a 5-minute candle, we're impulsively making a move, and now it could be coming back up. Remember, because this candle is not closing until 5 hours and 40 minutes. So lots of time. When I start going into the hourly, we'll start to see more clearly. Then we'll get into the 5 minutes. Okay. So that's what we got going on the daily. And then let me just mark up my daily candle. Okay. So I can see where we closed on Monday and where we opened today. So there's my closing balance on Monday and my opening balance today. 4, 5, 6, 7. It was initially bullish today, where it was bullish, 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 bullish. There's my high of the day. I know it's right located, right at 50% of that big black bar, but there's my high of the day. I do it with a purple line, and you can see it's right below it. And then they rejected it, coming back down to the opening balance. Then sellers took over. Sellers pushed it down the volume right there. They even broke the open of Mondays. So that's a point of interest. Okay, if we come back up to 4, 5, 40, if we come all the way back up, that could be our resistance right there. So I make it as a yellow point of interest. I can place an alert at it, add an alert if it gets there. I can place an alert at today's opening price. I can place an alert at today's high. I can place an alert right here at this zone, okay, right there, at those bodies, this yellow line, 45.20. Place an alert. If we get up there, that could be resistance holding it down, or if we close above here, we could be coming up. So right now, the sellers pushed it all the way down, all the way down. They broke this supporting level and continue to fill Monday's low, and today we created Tuesday's low, which is a new weekly low. There's my purple line, okay? And now I see we're finding a little bit of support right now. It's coming right back up, but we still have a lot of black volume. So buyers now, next location is to see if we can get it up to 45.20 from where we're trading right now, exactly at 4,500, psychological number. So that's $20 away. That's 200 pips if we get it up to that yellow line, and it could go back down. If it goes above there, then we could come, bulls could take it back up to 45.38 or up there, and we go by line to see if they can recover anything, okay? If it comes all the way back down to the low of the day and breaks even further, what I would do is I would mark that wick right there on Monday, March 30th, because that was near the close of the month of March right there, as another yellow line to see if it will fill down there and then get down to our green zone ultimately, okay? So we do have a bearish day on gold. We are finding a little bit of a bottom wick right now. Let's go look on the hourly, how it looks. Okay, so this is the hourly. There was a big push down on Thursday. Friday, lots of consolidation, choppy price action. Sunday night, we opened. There was the drop down at futures market. It slowly came back up on Monday. Then right there, there's 10 a.m., push back down. We started to come up again Monday near the end of the day, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. The new daily candle opened. We made our high of the day during futures market, 8 p.m. Eastern last night, and since then been coming down. It found support right here at 45.40, came back up, lower highs, consolidating, black candle closed below. There's a Tetris piece, 3-bar play on an hourly, black candle, inside blue bar, ignited bar, black at 9 a.m. push all the way down. That's what's created our low of the day. As it came back up, you see we're still below 50% of that hourly candle is my yellow line. So there's our resistance. And right now you can see that gold is starting to build a little bit. We have no more lower lows. As this hourly candle opened, it's got a higher low, higher low, higher low, but it has not created a new higher high yet. So we are in this consolidation right now on the hourly, okay? And if we continue to push down on the hourly, if we fill this wick, see that wick right there, just protecting the lowest point of the day. Maybe we come into there at 44.80. Maybe we'll find some hourly support right there. So I use a white line right there. I can place an alert at it today that I know that if the sellers are continuing to come down, if the buyers are not here at 45.80, then we have a high probability we're going to come back down, trade down to lowest point of the day and break and go down further, okay? And then if you really want to dissect on the hourly between this purple line and yellow line, you just look purple, yellow line, go backwards to the last time we were trading inside here, and there it is. There's the hourly volume in between this purple and yellow line, and I'm sure you can find right there. I found my structure, all I need, because I can look backwards right there. I can see where the hourly candles were coming right up. There was the pivot, came back down. I can see right there when it was above, you see the white line acting as support for it right there. Then it acted as resistance for it right there. Then look at where the bodies are closing. They're closing and opening right at that the white line, and that's at 4438. So I know if I'm scalping and we break today's low from the purple, we might find some hourly support there. That does not allow it to come down to the yellow daily point of interest, okay? So that's the way how I chart, that's the way how I trade, and I also scalp. So I go down to the lower time frames, and now from the daily to the hourly, I go into these 5 minutes, and this is what I watch on the 5 minutes. So I can see where gold really started to come down. It was right here at this bar at 9 a.m., continue push down. It consolidated, did not come into 50% of it, and continued to push down. Look at low wicks, ignited bars, low wicks coming back up. Even 50% is holding down. And then I can see exactly, we made our lowest point of the day at 9:30. Then we got some consolidation, came back up at 9:50. There's 10 a.m. coming back down. And now we're still trading inside here where it's trying to build. So what I would be watching for gold is if sellers can bring it back down, we close below that white line, and then maybe we can break the daily low and come down to there. Or right now it's building a little bit of positive support. If it can get back, maybe up here, maybe we come back down, we could break out and come up here today. Okay, but right now we're inside this tough 5-minute trading area. So what I look for is right there. Can see how that ignited bearish body opened right there, came down. We just traded right back into it, and it got rejected and coming down. So if I'm just watching 5 minutes, I can see that they're holding support right here, and there's some resistance right there. I can even pull it down now to these bodies, and that looks to me like an impulse. So I don't feel comfortable trading this zone. We're smart. We know gold is not just going to stay in here all day today. So if it wants to continue to trade in here, let's let it trade in here. But let's watch to see if we can get some closing blue volume above here. Maybe retest this, and then we can target those bodies right there, and maybe back up to that daily position. And if it continues to sell down, we got to see it close below here, retest this to continue to sell down in here. But right now it's building in here. So it's got kind of like a little double bottom there where it came down, back up, came down, second bottom right there, had the impulse breakout, come back down inside again, and they're building it with a higher low again, bringing it right back up. Okay. So that's what we got going on gold right now. Guys, hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue just charting. I'm going to do NASDAQ now really quickly. Okay, so NASDAQ got rejected at that location again. It had an impulse breakout right there. Guys, that was a location I had identified before we even started the call. So it just got rejected and it's coming back up. So I'm going to do a top down on NASDAQ and get through this real quick so we can watch 2 charts today. So look at NASDAQ. Okay, so it's had this historic bull run since we broke that previous all-time high right there. Okay, so that was an all-time high. It came in again, double top, pushed down, and then we really came back up. It came up strong, closed above. So this zone is now green on NASDAQ. If it ever dips back down to 26,000, great buying opportunity. But we were going higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Every single higher high was a new all-time high, and pullbacks continue going. Finally, we've topped out all-time high, and now we're pushing down. So we've got a leg coming down now. It's not a market crash. It's just recovering. Okay, so our all-time high of NASDAQ is right there, 29,700, and there is a zone from the orange line to those 2 bodies right there. So I can make it red and stretch it into the future. If NASDAQ recovers and we come back up, like right now, you can start to see, visualize, if it comes back up, it could be a new all-time high, or it could be a double top, and then with more volume, then it could break and drop down further, okay? But right now, what we have to do on NASDAQ is figure out where the neckline is down here. Where's the supporting line to hold it, consolidate it, to bring it back up, or does it still have further room to drop down, okay? So if I'm basing anything off of these daily candles, there was a good position right there where I'm gonna place a yellow line right there, body, and now we can see how that spin top candle on Monday closed below. Today we came back up with a lower high, and they're pushing it down. So they're filling these wicks. I'd like to see this big bullish candle, because it already came down right there. But if I was to cut this bullish candle in half, okay, right there, that's where I'd like to see if the market comes down, if NASDAQ comes down, that's where it's going to find the support to come back up, okay? Or it will prove to me that it can form a higher low right now without coming down there. Because if you look at these two wicks right here, they're holding support right there and right there. And if it comes back down, I could even now raise it up to those bodies to see right there today's lowest point, if it will now find a support and come back up. Okay. And then what I also like to do is I like to just identify where we opened. Okay. So I can move now this yellow line to represent the close of Monday, today's opening price. Look at the number, 29,000 on the dot. It was blue, blue, blue when we opened, and you can see today's high is a lower high, okay? So maybe they trapped some buyers early, caught them buying, 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 and then it's a lower high pushing down. And look at the momentum of today's NASDAQ volume. It had enough volume to continue to fill yesterday's big wick and continue to fill last Tuesday's wick and create a new low. So we've got a new low in the market right there. And you can see how it's 28,595, 600 right above those bodies. So it's got a higher low coming back up, okay? One area that we have to identify is if we come back up to yesterday's low was support, it could be acting as momentary resistance for the volume that's coming up right now. So that's at 28,741. And then if we do continue to come back up, we break that and we're pushing this black volume up, okay? This yellow line and this yellow line, halfway point is like right here, and it's right around that wick, the high of May 7th. So, you know, we can target that wick right there, and it kind of is almost 50%. If I was to raise it a little higher, then I've got 50% exactly from this yellow line to that yellow line. However, I'm going to make it identical with that wick, okay? And now what I can do is look at an overall structural pattern on the daily. There is a massive rally. So yes, it is very, very bullish. We're getting a cool-off 3-day period right now with 3 black candles making lower lows and lower highs. So that could just be a pullback. And then we could maybe the midweek this week come back up. But maybe it's got resistance there, lower high. Maybe it will come into the all-time high supply zone and then get rejected. Then you guys know lower high rejection, double top, or it could just break out of there and we got a new all-time high and close above there. Then we got to come back down, retest this. We make it green and we're going up to 30,000 on NASDAQ. But we're not there yet. So we really have to identify what's going on inside here, okay? And now the lower time frames going to the hourly. So daily is bearish. Okay, hourly, you can see how it slowly was coming down, lower low, came back up, lower high, back down, lower low, came back up, lower high, back down, lower low, came back up, lower high, then some consolidation on Monday, came back up during London, and then we started to come back down. So these are our hourly candles today. They're not the greatest. Like we had this 5 a.m. bearish candle, came down, back up here, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Look at Wall Street. Wall Street was the worst hourly candle. It opened bullish, 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 got rejected, then it came back to the opening, then it was bearish, then it came back and closed as a bullish spin top. Then again, we opened 10 a.m., see it opened blue, but did not fill the wick, came back down, filled that wick, continued to make our low of the day and come and close right there. This hourly candle right now just opened, it was black, 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 but look, it did not come down to fill the wick and create a new lower low of the day, and now it's coming right back up. So we're still in this consolidated area on the hourly, like right here in between these two yellow lines on the hourly. So if you want to consolidate it, you're welcome to do that. And the volume is just trading inside here still. So are we going to continue to close below here and push down further and make a new low today? Or are the buyers going to come back up and maybe try to reclaim Wall Street's wick? Okay. But right now it's still in here where it's going black, coming up blue, black, blue, black, maybe come up blue, but we have a lower high. So, and we're not really, you know, trending anything right now, okay? There is, yeah, you can say a bearish trend coming from all the way up here. Let me just, sorry, from all the way up here, okay? If you're gonna connect those, You can see this was a lower high top. That was a lower high top. So we're still in a bearish channel. So even if it does come up bullish, like if it comes up to here and fills Wall Street's wick right there, you still see there's a trend channel, still today's daily high. It could come up there and get rejected and go back down, okay? So the buyers have a lot of work to do. And right now the market is selling off, and we know we have NVIDIA's earnings tomorrow in the after hours, okay? So the market could be trading sideways in anticipation for NVIDIA's earnings. If they're bad earnings or a miss, then you could really see NASDAQ selling off. It's shaping up like it wants to continue to sell off. The way how it's pushing down, coming up lower highs, pushing down, coming up lower highs, pushing down, coming up lower highs, pushing down. It might, recover a little bit, and then they push it back down. And tomorrow's after hour earnings with NVIDIA could dictate the way how NASDAQ moves the remaining of this week and going into next week. If it's great earnings again, they beat, then right now there could be some nice dip buying accumulating and then take it back up, right? We're not too far away from the all-time high. It's right there, that orange line, but it is fading away from it right now, okay? And then when we go into the 5 minutes, this is what we got going on the 5 minutes. So the big volume came in right here at Wall Street. 930 was bullish, came up, and then started to push back down. So see this big bearish candle? That's a structural bar. Why? Because it closed below everything, big volume. So that's a 5-minute candle that I like to find the point of control of. And I grab my fib tracement from the open to the close. There's the 50%. So you see how the 50% is still holding right there. And the point of control box is right here of that 5-minute bar. So for NASDAQ to flip bullish on the short time frames, we need to get closing blue volume above this red box. And you can see it tried right there. It's at 11:15, and then they pushed it back down, and it just came up again right there and failed again. So you can see that this zone is still holding, and NASDAQ could continue to push down. However, there's higher lows, higher lows. There is a little short-term trend that's trying to push this move ascending up into that zone, okay? So this is what we got going on NASDAQ. Still consolidating here. Yes, it absolutely could just break down, come down, and then break the lowest point of the day. Very well could, or it could come back up there, flip, close this, and start to regain back up to where we were trading into early Wall Street, okay? So that's maybe direction we could move in NASDAQ. It's still in this zone right now where it's still building in here. So I would continue to wait it out unless you have a position open already. And then gold. So we got gold that came up with a new high and just closed above, right? Okay, so now we have the retest candle. It opened bearish, ignited, and coming back down, okay? So let's see now if we'll find any support, or is this kind of like a fake out and it closes black? If it closes back inside here black, and we'll push down. This candle just opened up right now. It's got 3.5 minutes left to go, so still lots of time left on it, okay? And guys, if you just joined us, hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate you guys. I just did gold and NASDAQ top-down analysis, and we're just going to watch and see what's going on here. And everyone on Zoom, welcome, guys. Justin, good morning. Sang, thanks for joining, guys. Danny, I know you're here to throw some salt at Montreal, but we won that game 7. Holy shit. We escaped that series. Oh, man. We were up 3-1, and it got killed 8-3 in game 6. We were up 2-0 last night, and they blew that lead, but we won in overtime, thank God. So we got Carolina Hurricanes. They are a top team. They swept both series 4-0, starting, I believe it's Thursday night. But congratulations to all the Montreal Canadiens fans. We are true Canadian fans, and we're moving on. So welcome, guys. Senkar, welcome. Arado, welcome. Barks, thanks for joining. Country Cousin, welcome, guys. Sergio, Mike, welcome, guys. Danny, welcome. Joseph, welcome. Yes, I know. Justin told me about you. We'll catch up. We'll have a call together as well. Maybe the 3 of us can get on a call. Avs for the cup, we'll see. Yeah, that's a good series too. Colorado and Vegas is a great series. Okay, so we got a good retest on gold. So it's retested. It's holding. About 2 more minutes to go in the candle. So I'm just watching gold right now. So we got some closing volume and we came down, retested. And right now it's kind of like this pin bar candle with 90 seconds to go. So I'm just going to hold off for the 90 seconds and just see where this thing can close. Okay, and NASDAQ, strong bullish candle. Okay, let's see if NASDAQ can close above this block right here and invert this block for the time being. Okay, so I'm just waiting for these 2 candles to close and see what's going on with these. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys had a good weekend and welcome to you guys as well. Okay. Okay, so here's the close of gold, right? So we did have a confirmed candle at 11:30 close above. We've had a retest, but we have no new high yet. Okay, so now it's coming down black. So we'll see, can it create a higher low? Will it come back down in here, higher low? Will it retest this? Like it is just, it is pushing down here, right? NASDAQ came again right into 50% of that location and did not close above and has another bearish ignited candle coming down. So we'll see, will this be an impulse breakout for NASDAQ? And gold, will it also hold in here to continue to go to the upside? Okay, so I'm just checking my spreads on gold right now. 0.5, that's what I like to be in when I'm trading gold. Still hasn't, see, still black candle coming down, still building in here. We're at that 4,500, 4,501 psychological area. So we're seeing right now if it's gaining some support. So there's the candle flip. Okay, so see how it flipped blue? Like that, and then we just got to backfill those wicks. I'm going to go in on a buy. Okay, so it's retested 2 times. There's higher low and higher low. So what I need out of this is, it's met my qualifications to enter. We got a blue candle that has closed above. We had the earlier retest, and this candle opened again and has a higher low. So what I'm looking for it to do is to backfill this wick, and maybe start to target these bodies up here at 45.12 if it can continue, but there's no buyers. There's no buyers right now asking to trade up here. So we're in this consolidated phase. So if we don't get any buyers above here, then sellers will just enter the market and start offering it back down. So now it's in this consolidated phase right now that cannot break this high. After we had volume close and a retest and a higher low and still building at this 4,500, okay? So I'm in a buy to see if it can continue to break out and get up to this level and maybe break a little higher. But it is fighting the trend, right? I am fighting this deep downtrend coming back up here, coming back down, but we had that double bottom there, came back up, a couple impulse breaks, but we had one verification of a blue candle close above, and we've also had a retest and a higher low. So that's why I'm in a buy right now, but we need buyers to start asking to trade up here. So maybe close with some blue volume so that we can get some offers out of the way here, and then maybe start to develop this depth of market on buyers coming back in, okay? So we'll see what happens here. When I measure the move from my entry to fill back up to those bodies is about 85 pips, just to fill back up to those bodies. Even to break out and fill that wick right there on that 10:05 candle, that would be about 100 pips. So if it gets up there, that's where I would maybe reduce my risk and start to take out some profit if it gets up there. This is my stop loss, guys. So this was just a regular, when you just set this indicator. So I'm going to set my stop loss just below these bodies right there. So that will be my maximum risk in this trade to see if these buyers can come in this location to take it all the way back up here. But right now we've got spin top candles and nothing going on. Like we haven't even produced a new high yet. Okay, so you can see that the buyers are still weak up here. As it came up, it did not fill that wick and create a new high, but we've got higher lows down here. So we're in this pennant. It's tough to break this. So we're in that consolidated phase. NASDAQ had an impulse breakout right there. So it has created that new high impulsively. 60 seconds to go. So it's got rejected and might come back down. So NASDAQ is trading at that point of control as well. And this body is going to close in less than 1 minute at 45 seconds. I'm in a gold buy. Yep, but you can see I'm in drawdown right now. If you guys want to hold off, you can hold off. The reason why I went in is because this body did physically close above, right? And there was a retest. That was the retest. And right now we still have a higher low body still building. Okay, so we closed as a bearish spin top, right? It came up bullish, but did not create that high. Got rejected back down, came down, higher low, came and closed right there. We have a bullish ignited 5-minute candle opening up right now at 11:45. So this is also a 15-minute bar opening, but we got to see it come through blue and fill these wicks because that's still a lower high and got rejected. So we lost our opening balance, and now sellers could come in and start filling that wick and pushing it back down to the retest location, which is like right over here. This is the retest location, that 4,500 block. No buyers in sight up here. Okay, so now we're coming back down, again, retesting this area, which was the resistance all before, had a couple impulse breaks, one body closed above, and now it's got a couple retests. So we're going to see if the buyers are here at 4,500. If not, if it closes down below here, then we got further room that it could fall down. So this is where I got to manage my stop loss now, okay? So I have it open all the way down here, but also if a black bar closes below here, it's got a high probability it might come back down. Maybe I don't want to keep my stop loss that open. So, but I got to see right now it came down to that location, found some buyers coming back up, but has not flipped the candle black back up to blue, or we haven't came back up to the opening balance yet. Okay, so sellers are still here and they are still strong, but buyers are still active here as well, right? They're active down here, but they're not active asking to trade at these highs yet or to close the bar up there. Oh, indicators, sorry guys. 9 EMA. Okay, so we're right above the 9 EMA. Some of you guys use the 9 EMA. The 200 EMA is all the way up here, this purple line. Okay, so we're just above the 9 EMA. We're below the 200 EMA. And if I add the SST daily bar indicator, this is the 4-hour bar. So I know that trading gold, the 4-hour candle opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 2 p.m. So it's almost noon. So we still have 2 more hours and 12 minutes to go before this 4-hour candle closes. So I can see when it opened at 10 a.m., it came up, made the high. It's right over here. Here's the 10 a.m. open, and it came all the way down. That's where it came down. Right there, those lows. And these 5-minute blue candles that are bringing it right back up are representing the wick pushing up. And see the 4-hour candle? We're right at our opening balance as well. So if we can flip right up here where I'm in the buy position, the 4-hour candle could flip blue, and then it could fill up the rest of that wick and fill up to here and maybe go higher. Okay, so you can see even the 4-hour candle is battling at this position right here at 45.03. So it's not just these little 5-minute candles. This is the battle for the 4-hour bar as well. So this is going to dictate whether gold can move up this afternoon or gold is going to start to come back down. And NASDAQ, again, no volume has closed above. It broke out, came back down. So we're trading right inside here as well. Does the discount include a lifetime subscription? Yes, it includes all subscriptions, lifetime, yearly, quarterly, whatever. 50% off everything. Guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's gonna go bullish, or you guys think it's gonna fake me out and go back down? What do you guys think? Be honest, okay? I'm a big boy. If you guys are in sells, I understand why. But look at the 4-hour candle as well. It's at such a critical location. You guys have your own opinions. But I think that this 4-hour candle could flip, right? Just got to come back and close above where I entered. Okay, so we're coming right back up as a hammer candle, closing in 15 seconds. Remember, this was the open of a new 15-minute bar. Okay, so we've flipped now. See the 4-hour candle? It can be treated as like a 5-minute candle or a 15-minute candle. So it briefly has flipped. So we're back at the opening balance. Now you can see on the 5 minutes, we closed strong in there. So even if we do pull back, maybe into 50% of that blue candle, maybe if we can still hold it with a higher low, we could continue to build and fill all of these wicks and start to travel back up to here. Okay, so it's right at my position where I entered. Okay, so I suffered a little bit of drawdown, and I got to see if it will continue to build. But now we're getting volatility from the 4-hour candle because it just came back to the opening balance. It flashed blue for a second, and now sellers are offering again. Okay, so this is the battle now between the 4-hour candle. Never mind these 5-minute candles. This is the bigger, higher time frame battle on this bar right here. But one thing to note is that bar that closed above did give us confirmation that volume closed above. We've had a retest, retest, and retest of the resistance turning to support, right? So we do have that. And all we need to do now is just get buyers to start asking on the higher time frames to start trading at 45.05, 45.06, 45.07 to backfill these wicks and maybe make our way back up to the 4-hour resistance. And then we see what we can do up there. But it's not easy, right? Because it is in a downtrend. It is in a downtrend, and it's been building, building, building. So we need this 4-hour candle to flip to fill a little bit up here. But it could definitely continue to come right back down, okay? Anybody see what's going on with DXY, the US dollar? Is the DXY consolidating right now? Is it going down? Is it going up? There was remarks about the bond market and the US dollar. So that does correlate and affect gold. Moving down, Mike. So then if it's moving down, we got correlations with the US dollar moving down. Maybe our 4-hour candle could flip bullish, and then we could get a nice little scalp out of this. But we're still not getting that closing volume above here. It's building, like it's building. It's a slow build, but we're not getting that fill that we're normally used to, where it just goes up blue through there. Okay, so it's a good push now. We've got a higher low, good bullish candle. We filled those wicks, but we got to fill this one. That's the closing bar at 11:30. Okay, so that's the most important bar to fill that wick. Okay. So we got a little bit of blue volume in our 4-hour candle. But too much choppiness. NASDAQ still rejected out of this red box zone. So it's having a difficult time breaking that point of control of that 10:05 candle. And that is a structural candle because it did close below those bodies and did close below that daily point of interest. So slowly it came back up, but getting rejected there and pushing back down. So it's got to build itself back up. Otherwise, it's going to start selling off again with the higher time frames. And we're getting close to noon, okay? So we're gonna get a new hourly candle in about 5 minutes, okay? And that could change the entire direction of the markets. So we have to be careful going in at noon as well. Okay, so it came down there again, closed right there. Another bullish ignited candle. Okay, so we're getting good bullish ignited opening candles while we're just not finishing strong off at the top because there's a lot of sellers, a lot of offers up there. So we got to get a nice big bullish closing body candle. Maybe let's see if we can get it going into noon. However, it could go opposite and flip and be a black candle coming down going into noon. So let's see what we can do with this closing candle going into noon. It is bullish ignited. It is filling itself up. It's nice candle, but again, it's how they close. This is just the first 50 seconds and looks really nice, but we still have 4 more minutes to go on it. Okay, so that's the wick that really we got to break because that's the 11:30 candle that closed with the volume above. So we got to see if we can produce a new high and then build our 4-hour and hourly candle going into noon. And then we can take a look at our hourly candle as it's building as well. So this hourly candle it's got a nice bullish candle, right? But it's following a massive 9 a.m. sell-off. We bottomed out right there, came opened, higher low. We haven't created that new higher high. We got to backfill that big hourly candle. And our hourly resistance is 4514, 4514, okay? But if we can close engulfed over our previous hourly body, then maybe we can build a little bit of, even if it pulls back, we could build a little bit to continue to come up, okay? So we do have a strong hourly candle trading right at the highest point right now, okay? So we're right there. It's a good push, but let's see how it closes. Captain Boom, you took 80% daily goal right there. Good for you, man. Yeah. Hey, everybody has different goals. That's 50 pips right there, right? There's 60. Okay. If we can get it come right up to those bodies, that's about 80 to 85 pips. And if we get just a break coming up next to fill that wick, that's then a 100 pip move. But let's just continue to watch this. We're in the money right now. If you want, you can reduce your risk on the stop loss. You don't need to keep it all the way down here now. So I'm going to reduce my risk with this. I'm going to bring my stop loss just below that wick. So you see, I've brought my stop loss up right there from below there. So I've just brought my stop loss up 60 pips, reduced my risk by 60 pips in the money. Okay, so that's risk management. I'm not at a break even yet. I see some of you guys are at a break even. Okay, I just want to follow this. I'm okay with 60 pips stop loss, no problems. But I don't want to be down all the way down there now. There's no point. We're moving up here now. You don't need to give it that much more room to breathe. Okay, so let's follow the close. So we do have a new higher high on the 5 minutes. We broke above that 11:30 candle, so we got a higher high. Now we got to follow the volume to see how the volume will close. Okay, and then even if the bar closes like this, again, let's cut it in half in case there's a quick little pullback and we get another wick and continue to go. Maybe we open strong this hour with a bullish ignited candle if it closes strong. Okay. So we got rejected. I would love to see blue volume closing above this wick, above this red line in 1 minute. Because if we don't, then that red line is still going to be acting resistance going into noon. And knowing that, they could definitely push it down. Okay, so we got another good push. Good push here. Sergio, you're secured 90% before the hourly. It's perfect. I do that too. Like I love that style trading. I'm not going to say you're doing anything wrong. That's perfect. Secure some money because we never know. At the hourly, sometimes momentum flips and changes, and then you're scratching your head why you didn't close in some money. So I'm a scalper, Sergio. I know exactly what you're doing, and I respect it. Don't worry about the woulda, shoulda, couldas. Secure some money. Okay, so we're driving right now. Again, if we measure it, that's about almost 60 pips, right? Okay, here's the close, okay? So as it closes, watch. I'm going to bring this red line. Okay, so confirmed close below. I'm bringing it down to 50% right there. It's right at that wick, which was resistance, now support. We had a bullish ignited candle. Do you see it open bullish ignited just for a few seconds? Pop that. We're still holding it. So when it came down, it refueled itself really fast. But let's see if it can still continue to hold it. Refuel. It's like a rocket. Can it continue to refuel itself without breaking that ignited bottom? So it is still fueling itself. But as it comes up here, it's getting rejected again. So can it continue to sustain this and hold this? I doubt it. Let's see. As soon as it flips black, then it could turn into a shooting star and come back down and retest 50%. But we're still holding the opening balance. It's still there. And this is a new hour. This is noon. So right there, we just lost it. Did you see how it just flashed black? Okay. So there's a wick on our candle now. We don't have that strong ignited open like this bar previous to us, but that's still tiny pullback filling. So let's see now if we can drive with that hourly momentum and tap into those bodies right there. Okay. And if we can break above it, that's your wick right there. That would be turning into 100 pips. Okay, so you see it got rejected. Back down to the opening balance. So now it's flipped. It's going to flip as a shooting star candle, potentially where the sellers push it down. So I want to see at around 50% or higher if it can pick up a higher low wick and come back up. We've got our higher high. We have our 4-hour candle that has flipped now. It's a bullish pin bar. There's still 2 more hours to go before that 4-hour candle closes. Excuse me. But what we can see is the hourly candle, because our hourly candle has just closed. So it did come up and close. We did engulf that body. So even if you were to figure out where half of this bullish hourly candle is, it's somewhere right around here at 4,500. So even if the hourly pulls all the way back down, you still might find some support in the hourly to continue to take it up. But I'm hoping that that's not the case. I hope we have enough support right now to just continue to bring this through here. Okay, and that's why I'm watching it on the 5 minutes. Let's see what NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ, okay, so you see how it came all the way back down to the trend line, came back up at 12 with a nice strong bullish candle. If we can close with NASDAQ above here, we'll flip that red box green, and NASDAQ can be bullish to continue to break and get up to our daily point of interest yellow line, and maybe even retrade back into Wall Street's big sell-off. Okay, so we're finding, but we need a blue candle to close above there. And guys, I'm happy some of you guys went to break even. I'm happy some of you guys scaled out, took some profit, right? It's money in your pocket. That's a good thing. Otherwise, you got to go through what I'm going through right now. Amazing, Ron. You're watching and learning. You hit your daily with Dave. Yeah, shout outs to Dave. He held that down with the trade signals and the lives. So good for you guys. You know, get pips in the Discord, get pips in with Dave. Let's try and get some pips here. But main thing is, guys, just use proper risk management when you're trading. Okay. Always set a realistic daily goal and also a realistic daily loss. If it goes down, it's not the end of the world. You didn't blow up your account. You can still recover. You got to learn from your mistakes and come back stronger the next day. That's the best advice I can give to any trader at any level, whether today's your first day trading or it's your 20th year in trading. We all got to do the same thing every single day. Yep. Forex Borgs, shout out to you too. That ORB indicator, you know, I see you guys catching pips all day in the Discord. Thanks for that too. So guys, let's just get some pips together as a team, hit our daily goals and go on with our day. Okay, so now you see the momentum has switched at noon, coming in with some selling pressure. So it could come all the way back down and retest my entry. It could be a bearish engulfing candle, come all the way down and start a downtrend. Will we pick up a higher low? So where I cut that blue candle in half right there, you see that black candle has closed below. So now it's opening black again to continue push down. So for buyers, we need to get blue volume back above this red line to make this momentary support so we can come back up, okay? So you see why some of you guys took out money? That's why I said good for you guys that you did that. Now look at me. It's coming all the way back down to my entry point and I just pissed away profit, right? So you gotta have some rules. And I didn't follow my rule going into the new hourly candle, right? I didn't follow it, okay? So you can see when you deviate from your rules, the market punishes you. Welcome to the world of trading. That's why we tell you psychology and mindset is the most important thing in trading. It's not hitting the buy and sell button. It's when you're in the money, we want more and we want more and we get greedy. That's a fact of trading. Ask any trader on any time frame. When you get in the money, you want more and more and more. It's so hard to hit the close button and accept that you made some money. Now you got to go through this shit. I'm back in drawdown. Okay, but one thing is I reduced my stop loss from all the way below this red line to right here. So if I do get stopped out, yeah, it's demoralizing for me because I was in the money and then I do get stopped out, but I don't have as much loss as I could have if I was all the way down there. So gotta watch the trade again, see if it can build at my entry point. And NASDAQ, again, did it close above? Yeah, just a little bit. I would still be waiting for more blue volume to close above before I can flip this red to green zone. Okay, came right back up there. Sellers are right back in, pushing it down. Guys, I'll give you guys a heads up as soon as I get stopped out of this trade. We're right back to 4,500. And you see that noon move? The noon move brought it up and then right back down. That's why I hate being in trades going into a new hourly or 4-hour candle is because of this momentum switch. I've seen it over 1,000,000 times. And I should have done what you guys all did, accepted 80% profit and left the rest with break even. Lessons in trading. Always got to learn from this shit. Learn from my mistakes, guys. And some of you guys have. That's why when some of you guys said, Ron, I've closed out a little bit of the trade, I got my money. That's good. See, you guys are learning from my mistakes. I'll get there one day, Barks. A little bit more practice. But we are retesting that hourly 50% of the previous candle. Okay, right there. See how it's coming down black, black, black right into that 50%, that green box there. So we're going to see if this 4,500 can actually hold now for hourly support on the higher time frames. So if we can get some support there and come back up, then we know our hourly is finding support. Then we could definitely flip this 4-hour candle and really, you know, maybe go higher this afternoon. But if we lose this, then the sellers have full control again. And then that's why my stop loss is just below there, because I don't want this to close below. Then a big floodgate of black candles coming down. And then that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm just watching my stop loss, guys. Still holding it. Still at 4,500, just above 4,500. Okay, I got taken out. So that's it. That's it. So I got to now journal this trade, go back now, put the date and time. So when I add this in my journal, it goes against me as a loss, right? So I have to record this now. So I go back, the date and time. I put Tuesday, May 19, around 12:10 was when the trade was closed, okay? And then I put the security, XAU USD. I put the time frame that I took it on, 5 minutes. I put the time when I took the trade, I believe it was right here at 11:35 when I got stopped out right there. Now I also have to write down what was the trade setup. So I waited for the 5-minute volume to close above the resistance, and I bought a retest. So it was a confirmed volume with a retest on the initial buy. I have to write that in my journal. I got to write down that it was in profit. It did move up a certain amount of pips. And then that's how I need to learn. It was up 70 pips at one point. What did I do during the trade? I had an original stop loss down there. I reduced it to where I just got stopped out now. Okay. And then I write my emotions. Was this my first trade of the day, second trade of the day, fifth trade of the day, 10th trade of the day? Was I trading in drawdown prior to taking this trade? Was I in profit in trading while I took this trade and then I gave a little bit of profit back? Did I use proper risk management when I traded this? Did I blow up my account just now and you're never going to see me again on YouTube? Or did I just lose a little bit? So all of these things, I got to go in and I got to write down. And then at the end, what could I have done better? You should have a box for improvements, right? And then be honest with yourself. So I'm being honest with you guys. What could I have done better in this trade? I don't fault my entry, okay? My entry, I was okay with it. I told you guys 10 times during the call, and we had closing volume above. I bought the retest, and we still held above that green zone and above. And then we had closing volume. My only fault with this trade was I got too greedy. And someone's going to say, Ron, 70 pips is not being greedy. Well, it is to a scalper, yes, because I got greedy in that. I was looking for more and more and more. And then when I look back, that's a lower high, big selling pressure. That was a counter trading, counter scalp, counter trade as well. And you can see that the higher time frame is taking over and bringing it back down. Okay. So I need to critique myself. I need to fault myself on that. Okay. There's always improvements that need to be made, but you got to be honest with yourselves. I've spoken with a lot of traders. They'll take the exact same trade and they won't record anything. And then they haven't learned anything. And they're ready to trade this next candle right here. you know, like they're ready to go right back in without analyzing anything. So, unfortunately, you got to do a little bit of analysis on yourself. We do analysis on the market every single day, but you got to do some analysis on yourself as well and be honest with yourself. Critique yourself. When you make a mistake, admit it, learn from it, and move on. Okay. And we got to get better. Could I have gone also while I was in the money right there? Could I have gone to a break even? Absolutely. That's another thing maybe I jot down, that I never went to a break even. So one thing was I failed to take out profit, and look at the time too. See why I make notes, these mental notes at noon at the new hourly candles? Because I've seen this a million times. And this is where I went against my rules. I should have, at that 12 o'clock candle, when it did open bullish ignited and broke through there, that's it. I should have gone to a break even, took out 80%. I know what I should have done. Maybe to you guys it doesn't make sense what I do, but I'm recapping this trade in my head right now. As it moved right there, got the open, got some additional pips. I should have gone to a break even. Then I would not have encountered that stop loss being hit right there. And I should have taken 80%, left 20% running. So I would have closed out 80% up there. And then the 20% running would have came down, and right there. This black candle would have taken me out on the 20% remaining, would have been a break even. But you see, I would not have encountered any capital loss. So that's how I recap that trade. And that's how I fault myself for that. Okay. Got to be honest with yourself. And then you got to keep moving forward. You got to learn from it, right? If you didn't blow up your account, I don't blow up my account. I didn't over leverage that trade, right? So I'm okay with the loss. I'm not okay with myself not taking out profit, but that's what happens. And look at NASDAQ now, okay? So it's still below this, right? And look at when it all happened, at noon as well. Look how they faked out the buyers. Guys, like this shit happens all day, every day, right? Look at blue at noon, came up, impulse, and look at when this candle opened. How did it not open blue and just fill that wick a little bit? Then it came all the way back down, bearish engulfing. So now it's coming back up blue, but the red zone is still there. They could push this down, and then NASDAQ could really continue to sell off in a little bit, unless the buyers, they're trying to save it right now to bring it back up. But when it comes back up, you're still trading in a red zone, hasn't closed above, they could drop this and start really breaking it down. And gold is, you know, it came into that hourly right there. See that hourly? It broke right through it, and now it's coming back up, okay? But do I want to enter again? Go right back in another trade right now just because it came back up and it closed above that red to green zone? Not necessarily. I don't want to jump right back into a trade right after you take a loss. So you got to continue to watch what's going on and control yourself from taking multiple trades. New hourly candles are always tricky. And iPad, yes, they can be very tricky, but if you know the momentum can change, then have rules. You see, I didn't follow my rules, and I knew something like that was going to happen. That's why I hate taking a trade a couple minutes before a new hourly candle. I hate being in trades during but I took that trade from 11:35, right? So I was in that trade for a good 25 minutes going into the hour. I wanted the move to happen right here to break above there, so I wasn't even close to the hour, but that's how the markets move. It was just, I had the opportunity to do what I needed to do, and I didn't execute, okay? I see some of you guys also on YouTube closed and made some profits. Yassine, $850 profit. Alan, you closed and made some profits. Good for you guys. Like, that's good. You don't have to follow what I do. If we get in the money, you guys should do something, right? I don't know what your goals are. You don't know what my goals are, right? We're all different individual traders, but just try and respect your risk management. number one. Okay, that's the most important thing. You don't have to leave a stop loss where I leave it. You can go tighter, but I should have gone to break even. Like, man, that one's gonna sting a little bit. It's a stinger. Jason, please don't take this the wrong way, but instead of saying when I get stopped out, can you say if I get stopped out? It doesn't matter. I know when I'm going to get stopped out, right? I've watched price action for a long time. So I know if the volume doesn't close above here, I know I'm getting stopped out. So I don't need to say if, ands, or what. I'll tell you, I know I'm getting stopped out, right? You can feel it as a trader. You can feel it. You should be able to feel it. If it did, like that candle that did not break, I knew as soon as it came down. I'm telling you guys, like I know these things, but sometimes on these live calls, I like to educate. Right there, when that bar, that black bar closed below there, and this one opened ignited, I knew I was getting stopped out. I knew at that point, okay? And it was just my stupidity. I should have just taken my stop loss and gone to break even right when I saw that, because I know that that bar is closing right below there. Didn't hold up, and that one's ignited, short wick. So the black volume is definitely going to come back down to where I entered and retest this location. And they were not there, right? So I know, even if I say if or when, I know that I'm getting stopped out. Okay, you will get the hang of this too. With the more price action you watch, you will be able to see this as well. You're going to know. And then that's why sometimes there's no point in just sitting in the market with an open stop loss. When you know that the structure is not doing what you want it to do, close the trade. That's proper risk management. You don't have to wait for the market to come down and close your trade. You can close it for yourself earlier. And that's the best thing to do, because what you're doing is you're saving yourself some money. You're saving yourself capital, right? Why didn't you go to break even when you're up 70 pips? I know, stupidity. Because sometimes when I do that on the live calls, it's up 70 pips and then I go to break even and then it comes back down to break even. Then a lot of people on YouTube are saying, why did you go to break even? You know, so it's like I'm constantly have to justify everything on these calls, and I can't even trade my own style on these calls. I don't know why. It's just how it is here. Because if I did that and it went up 70 pips and I went to break even, 20 people on YouTube would say, why did this guy go to break even? Such a stupid move. And if I took profit out there at 80% and then it continued to go up higher, people would say, what the hell did he take out money for? So half the time I'm confused on these calls myself. I don't know what to do either. Okay. When I trade by myself and no one is watching, I trade completely different. I wish I could just put a video behind me and record the way how I trade on a normal basis with nobody critiquing, watching, telling me what to do, this and that. I'm a whole different trader, but it is what it is. This is life. I can't make shit up. So I got to live with it. You got to learn from it. If you guys over leveraged on that trade, you got to do your own shit together. Okay. You shouldn't just go jump on a guy's YouTube channel and just take a buy or sell where they're trading and trade with improper risk management. Because I could be a complete stranger to you guys. A lot of you guys don't even know who I am. This might be your first time ever meeting me. I maybe could be a person who's never traded an entire day and opened up a YouTube channel and now you're just following me. So use common sense, right? But one thing in life is you're never going to please everybody. No matter what you do, you will never, ever be able to please everybody. So all I'm here is to help educate, to show you I took a loss and I reviewed my trade and I journaled it live for you guys. That's how I would journal it. And I know what improvements I need to make, how to get better as a trader. Okay. If you fail to do that, whether you're winning and losing in trading and you're failing to journal, I know that you're making a lot of critical mistakes. I know that you're not going back and you're learning from your mistakes and you're going to make more and more of them every single day if you don't correct them. Trading is very psychological. It's very mental. The easiest part of trading is hitting the buy and the sell button. That's the easiest part of trading. The hardest part is critiquing yourself, because a lot of us don't want to do that. We get our feelings hurt if someone says something, right? But I don't. Like I'm critiquing myself. I'm bashing myself live, right? And I still don't feel sorry for myself because I know I fucked up big time. But that's the way it goes. So now look at the volume. It came down there. It still did not break down. Okay, so we got buyers still bringing it right back up, closing above here. This 4-hour candle, you can see how it's just a spin top trading right back to that opening balance. So it looked like noon. Look at what they did. They brought it all the way down. They took out all longs, including myself, because my bias was long, but they stopped me out and they picked up all of that volume and it's coming right back up to where I entered the market, right? And had I kept my original stop loss, I would be right back in the money, right? But I did not want to give it that much room to breathe, okay? So you've got to live with this now. Now what should I do? Should I revenge trade right now? Should I get all pissed off and just buy right now? Nope, because it could come right back down. Okay, it's in this consolidated zone right now. And let's see NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ is building as well. We might get a blue bar closing above here. And this might be the first opportunity to change. Yeah, so there's the closing bar, right? So I can go red to green now. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's going to be automatically a supporting zone. It's opened ignited, so it has not came down to retest this location yet. So it's an ignited bar, has short wicks, and it's filling. So our next destination is to see if it can come back up to this yellow line, 28,855, and that is 1005, that big bearish candle that created that block, that point of control, but now we've got volume above. So right now we have an ascending motion and a breakout of NASDAQ coming through here. Will it come all the way and transact back into Wall Street over here? That's where I would say to target right in there. There's a wick, and a body, and a body. So if NASDAQ can come in there, you know it's trading right where it was trading at Wall Street right before that big drop. That's a good recovery on NASDAQ right now. And gold is coming right back up. So again, these are same targets, right? Right there, body, the wick met it right there, did not break and fill that wick. So you can see those bodies are holding the resistance right there at 45.12 on gold. Okay, and guys, see how the wick is there, right? Right at that location. So if I was still in the trade, that's where definitely I had it marked to do something. That's where I would have taken my 80% out, because that location I really respect, because that was 10 a.m. and 10:05, the hourly, the hourly. So that's what we were just talking about at noon, the hourly move. So those are your points of interest. And you can see how it got rejected there. Is anyone in a buy on gold or still in the buy? Bogdan, you're in at 4997. Nice. Okay, so but you see that point right there, that 4512 is exactly at those bodies. Okay, so that's where that resistance is. This candle is going to close in 40 seconds. So again, it's a nice bullish ignited candle that came through there. We're going into 12:30 now in 30 more seconds. So we got to keep an eye on that too. But it is building. Okay, it's building nicely. Higher lows, higher lows. Good bodies, so it can continue to get up there. If we can break this, easy fill to that wick, and then our 4-hour candle will flip, and maybe we have enough momentum to get up to 45.20, the next daily point of interest for buyers. And here we go, 12:30. So it's a new 30-minute candle. So again, nice higher low. Can it continue to fill that wick? Even if it has to come down, remember that ignited open down there, right? Still hasn't been contested. So it could come all the way back down to 4505 and regain some support. And then you're trading into that 4-hour body of that candle. But let's hope it doesn't pull back in there. Let's just hope it's got enough to continue to ride through there and break out for you guys. Let's see what NASDAQ is doing. Yeah, NASDAQ. See how it has not pulled back in there. So I'm placing an alert in here for this afternoon if it comes back in here. So I added an alert. If NASDAQ will retrace back in here at some point today, come back in there, and maybe I'll buy the dip to take it back up to break whatever high is up there. But you see, it just took off. Okay, so it just took off with the candle that closed above, short wick, and it just opened, ignited, and just continued to take off. So it did not pull back into here, but that's still a location where there's pending buyers waiting, okay? So I added an alert right at that red line if it comes inside there. Now it pushed above the daily point of interest, okay? So when you look at the daily, where are we moving right now, okay? So you remember where I placed that yellow line, it was due to that May 7th high, so we're above that. So we're in this zone now. From this yellow line to the next yellow line could be the opening price of today's candle, right at 29,000 exactly, if it can get back up there. So when you look on the 5 minutes on NASDAQ, it's right here, right there, that 935 high. Good recovery on NASDAQ. Wow. I might have to close out my stock trade. Sorry, guys. I am going to close it out. I'm up 1.5% on it. I'm going to close it out right now. Sorry, I'm in a stock trade. Let me just close it out right now. That one I don't want to make a mistake on. Good. Close that one out. Excellent. Okay. So you see, gold is still struggling up there again. It came back up there again and still struggling with that. Okay, so it's got tough resistance right there at the start of 10 a.m. on gold. Guys, there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. You guys are welcome to join it. You get the links of all of our live sessions this week and recaps of sessions with Dave, recaps of trade ideas, and any promos and giveaways we got going on, okay? So that's pinned at the top of YouTube, the free Telegram channel. And if you guys want the blog section on our website, all free blogs are available for you guys here. We're going to start getting back into doing some blogs. We've been off on the blogs just recently. And guys, if you can hit the likes on the YouTube channel, subscribe to this channel, join us daily, and we'll learn together, we'll earn together, we'll hit some break evens, we'll hit some stop loss together, but we'll learn all about trading together. And right now, this is that 12 p.m., 1 p.m. time in the markets, where if you're trading in the stock markets, it's kind of like lunchtime on Wall Street. If you're trading gold at this time, just a reminder that the COMEX Commodities Exchange closes in another less than 1 hour at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So volume kind of tapers off, especially for gold at this time. It's not particularly the best time to be trading, but it does offer some good opportunities in the afternoons. Sherry? You have a leap on NVIDIA. Are you in NVIDIA before earnings? I am not. I'm not. I've been just focusing, Sherry, on all these quantum computing securities, especially this one, IONQ. I'm just day trading it every single day. Like today was a nice dip. It dropped 6% at market open. I scaled in 3 positions and I just closed all of them out right now with NASDAQ's move into that volume. So like I allowed it to come down, and it was down, I believe, 8% on Friday and another additional 6% today. So I love dip buying and it's slowly adding in positions. And if I have over 100 shares, I could also do a covered call option, which I did. But I closed all of them out into that volume, which got me 2%. So I hit my daily goal on the stock market. Took that loss on gold right there. But that's the beauty, guys, when you can trade stock market, Forex, futures. Some days if you want to trade gold, you can trade gold. Some days if you don't like the way how gold is trading, or maybe it's consolidating and it's very choppy, take a look at the stock market. There's so much opportunities in there. Sherry, I think you're going to do good with those NVIDIA leaps going into the earnings. There's so much opportunities that it's not just XAU USD all day, guys. You can do, there's so much in the stock markets. There's so much opportunities too. Okay, so you can see now where gold is now consolidating right here. In this range right here, it's tough to break. See that high right there? It's not easy to break that, guys. You know, like even buyers are struggling to break that. They're struggling to break that. So sellers are lower highs, equal highs, bringing it down. So if it loses this, then it could attempt to come back down to, you know, a pivot down in here and see if it holds. I go like each candle bar to see if it makes higher lows. So I would be looking at 50% of that big bullish candle. That previous wick is, see, right at 50% support. So if it breaks down, I'd like to see if buyers can step in at 4503 and bring it right back up. If it loses that, then it's got a high probability to come back down to where it opened. If you can't hold that, high probability right there, then come after all these stop losses down in here. So it's still holding, still can consolidate in here and continue to break out. And if we get a gold breakout from here, it's got a high probability it will fill right back up like a magnet to this daily location at 45.20. And then from 12 to 20, $8 move. That's an additional 80 pips from this red line to that daily position. Right now, it's still inside here, consolidating now. Wow, look how beautiful NASDAQ is trading. Like I like volume that trades like this. You see how it came right up to that yellow line, got rejected, came back down, opened, came down, built broke right above it. Look, it closed with the blue volume above the yellow line. Look at the next body, black, 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 right down to the yellow line. So you see how the daily point of interest on the 5-minute candles, it was resistance, body closed, act as support, continuing to go up. So this is what I like, this type of volume. Every trader loves this type of volume that respects these lines, right? A nice clean move to the upside. So the market is really opening up now. NASDAQ is. And like, look how difficult gold was to trade. I'm not saying because we just traded it right now, but look at how it was trading. A lot of like sideways, one big bullish move, and then 12 p.m. they came down, they stopped out some longs, then they come right back in and can't break that, then it's coming back down. It's like sometimes there's some securities that trade cleaner than others, and those are securities maybe you should focus on. I know everyone loves gold. Everyone has an addiction to it. We're all gold diggers, but you don't got to kill yourself with this type of volume and force trades out of this shit volume because it will frustrate you. Believe me, I've been trading this for gold for 20 years and I know how frustrating it can get, but I know also when it's trending, how beautiful it can be to trade. But this is tough, right? Look how clean NASDAQ is trading. It still has not came back in to retest this green zone, but I know as it moves further away, I know, like when someone said, Ron, don't use the word if or when, I'm telling you, I know how strong this zone is getting as the volume diverges away because it has not retested this location. So as NASDAQ keeps moving further and further away from here, this point of control is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. You can look in the depth of market. I don't have a depth of market in front of me. Maybe you do. And tell me, you guys tell me, is there a block located right there with a lot of delta buyers sitting in there? Potentially there is. So if it comes down here, maybe during next half an hour, next hour, maybe during power hour, I don't know if the market comes back down here, pick up all of those. It could be a quick little buy scalp to come back up to the yellow line. Okay, from here, 780 to come back up to 850. Just do some simple math. That's 70 pips from the red line to the yellow line. If it continues to break, it could come up there, you know, wherever. But I'm targeting that as a potential buy opportunity on a pullback on NASDAQ later this afternoon. That's why I have an alert in there. Because right now it's going without me, right? And then gold is just playing this tough game in here. Why haven't I showed you your stock trade that I got right now? Because I'm not using TradingView to trade off of. I can show you the ticket, no problem, if you want to see that. One second, just logged me out. Guys, I'm not here to lie to you guys, okay? I told you at the beginning of the call, I'm in that stock trade. If NASDAQ breaks out, I'm going to take a minute or two to close it out. I'll post it in that free Telegram so you guys can see. You asked for it. I wasn't going to show you, but I know some of you individuals are nosy. Okay, so it's right over here. If we go to that, I don't know why I'm showing this, but you guys want to see it. So I was in this one, IONQ, right? I bought the dip earlier this morning on when NASDAQ dropped. So you can see I just closed out. I bought 850 shares, right? So you can do the math on that, okay? I'm not here to do the math. So I just sold it into that volume on NASDAQ that was just breaking through there. So I got my fill. it filled me all 850 shares. Where is it? At $47.36. And I was in from early morning. I bought at the low. So if I bring up the chart, you'll see the dip, what I'm talking about. Oh, let's see here. I want to get into stock trading with you guys as well. Okay, so here it was, Wall Street, you know, right over here where it came down. So I got filled down in here, just at 46 bucks, right? And I sold it into there. So for every dollar it moves, it's 850 US dollars, right? I don't look at the dollar figures, I look at the percent. So when I sold it, it was into 2%. So that's where I closed out that trade. And you guys can see it was during our call at 12:32, right over here where I closed it out. Okay. Okay, so you guys see gold is struggling at that resistance point right there. NASDAQ is gone. Like, look, so now it was right here. This is a critical point for NASDAQ. That's where at 930's high was right there. Then it got rejected, came back down, created that daily high right there, came to our daily point of interest, 29,000, got rejected. Then a big black bar closed below. And then you see the black bar was the resistance right there at the body. So NASDAQ is right back there, just like gold right here, where it had a body and body, and it's failing to break that right now, okay? So NASDAQ is in a similar situation where there's a body, and a wick. And it could be right there where it now tapers down and comes for a retest for either this yellow line or back down to this green block. However, if NASDAQ has enough momentum, it can break that. There was an impulse there, impulse there, impulse there. If there's another impulse, we look for blue volume to close above. And if it comes back, that red line could be the support to take us back up to there. But you can see it is now the resistance going forward, and we have a black candle showing up, okay? That's why, guys, respect some resistance lines, respect some support lines, especially during Wall Street hours. That's when big volume comes in. So it defines areas as well. So when you're trading, like even if you're in a NASDAQ buy, that would be a really, really good location to execute there. Close out majority of your position if you're in profit. Like just to show you in pip wise, that from that candle that closed and that ignited candle that came up, that's a 120 pip move. Like you don't need to get too greedy. 120 pips is a daily goal for most traders. You don't need to close the entire trade, but learn from my mistake on gold. Maybe take your stop loss, go to a break even, close out. My rule is 80-20. I close out 80% if I was in this trade. Realize it. If it continues to go up, your runner will continue to go up, but you don't want big black candles to come all the way back down to come back into this zone, and then you get stopped out and you just gave away 120 pips to the market. How I gave 70 pips away on gold to the market. So it's just stupidity, in my opinion. I'm calling myself stupid for doing that. It's just, you're playing with fire, right? You're just throwing away money that you're making in the markets on profits because we want more and we want more and we want more. Every trader on this call, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're trading, you always want more in a trade. But I promise you, when you start to learn some sort of discipline and just be happy with a move in the market, if it fills a zone, I promise you your account will start to compound and start to grow, because the more you take from the market, your account will grow. The more you hope and pray it's going to go, the market will retrace back down, and then you have nothing to show for at the end of the day. So I know it's one of the hardest things. I'm telling you right now, this was one of the hardest things, and still to this day is one of the hardest things in trading to learn. You can't teach this stuff. I can't teach you this. You have to learn this. You will learn this yourselves. When you see how many times you want profit and then you get either stopped out at break even or stop loss, at the end of the week, add up how much money you left on the markets, on the table. At the end of the month, add it up. And when you start to see real dollar figures where you left $500 this week or $1,000 this month, you're going to start to ask yourself, why? Like that is a possible mortgage payment. That could pay for your groceries for the month. It's just stupidity. But it's how we are as human beings when we're making money. It's like this if you go to a casino as well. If you go to a casino, you're making money, you won't stop. You're going to continue to go until you lose it all. It's greed. It's Sherry, I'm not a psychologist, but how do we teach humans to not be greedy? For the life of me, I don't know how to teach this. It's one of the hardest things. I learned from adding up how much money I left on the table in trading over the years. And I'm not okay with that anymore because now I'm married, I got kids, I got bills. I can't leave money on the table, guys, like I used to when I was younger, because then I didn't have responsibilities when I was younger. I didn't pay I was living with my parents at that time, learning how to trade. My mom was paying for food, making food. I didn't have to pay for mortgage. I didn't have to pay for anything. It was just put money in the markets and be stupid with it. Now we have responsibilities as we get older. So long story short is don't leave profit on the table because the market can take it on the next candle. On the next hour, it could wipe out everything, right? And you've seen that with me going into noon. The noon candle took away all of my profit and hit my stop loss. But it's one of the hardest things in trading to learn. It's very, very difficult. But guys, that's it for me. I'm going to wrap up this session. I'm going to go to the gym right now in my garage, have a good little workout and make some lunch. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Join Dave in New York if you guys can. And if you look at our live schedules this week, so Dave is doing New York Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, COMEX and Wall Street time. Our sessions this week will be this time 11 to 1 all week. So we'll come in for post New York's. And if you want to join the Discord, guys, join the Discord, trade with all the snipers. Join the free Telegram group. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube channel for you guys. We do have promotions going on right now, 50% off promo on all plans. You're welcome to join for this month of May. The promo code is there. And guys, thanks for everyone who hit the subscribe button, joined us on our call today, liking the channel. We do appreciate it. And Joseph, just message me. I sent you, I believe on Discord, I sent you an invitation, a message to add me, and then you can add. I'm losing my voice right now. And if you guys are going to continue trading this afternoon, just be careful, trade with proper risk management. Let's see if gold can continue to come back and break and close above 45.12. That's our short-term resistance right now. And NASDAQ is continuing to move bullish, might reclaim, and who knows, might flip higher time frame candles and recovering. Could be volume accumulating for tomorrow's anticipation on NVIDIA's earnings in the after hours, okay? So maybe the dip was bought today and now we're moving back into bullish side, okay? So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your afternoon today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. Let's see if we can get back into these markets and hopefully maybe catch some pips and close the trade in profit tomorrow. Okay, guys? Have a good day. From myself, Dave, and everyone at SST, enjoy your Tuesday. Have a great day today. Thank you, guys.
Recording stopped.